Let's go back to 2000 because that's the first time we saw you. I saw you on a platform, international platform. And I remember at the time saying that this has to be one of the greatest debuts by an Indian batter at the international level.
If I today would have scored 37 on my first in Australia, I would have been very happy.
Yeah.
Because the attack that I was facing, luckily I went on to score 84. I don't know how. I just watched the ball, hit the ball. For me, it was a very big moment. Like I got the man of the match. Yeah, beating Australia was big for a guy like me, first game. So it was a monumental moment, and kind of pinched myself in the evening in front of the mirror. कि ये कैसे हो गया?
I have to talk about the 6 sixes. I was sitting at home and watching it, and after you hit the third or fourth, I was with my family. I said, "This is going to be 6 in 6." The way things were going.
After the fourth ball, when I hit the 6 over point, he changed his plan bowling on my leg side, which I thought was the wrong plan because the side was very short. The fifth ball was hit my toe of the bat, and the sixth I was ready to hit it straight. So I kind of felt that the bowler fell into my plan. And you've played so much international cricket. You know that when it's your day, things happen for you.
Want to talk about another innings where you saw the lows that happened with batters in white ball cricket, Dhaka, India in the finals, and I'm watching the game. I think you got 11 of 21 or something.
Exactly.
So a Yuvraj Singh that hits 6 sixes has done this as well.
I just couldn't hit the ball. I tried to hit the off spinner. I just couldn't hit it, and they all went for dots. I tried to get out. I didn't get out. Everybody said my career was over after that. I also thought my career was over. But that's life. You have to accept. When you accept your glories, you have to accept your defeats as well. You have to accept your lows as well. And you have to move forward.
What do you think is troubling Virat, the batter? Because this is another all-time great who suddenly is out of form, can't get a run.
I think he needs to go back to his younger days and think about the things he did, how he was as a person. He's a man who believes in ethics, and that is what has brought the best out of him over the years. And his work ethics is 4 times better than any athlete that I've seen in the last 15 years.
Wow.
So his ethics is going to get him out of this, but he has to come back to this free-flowing personality which he was a couple of years ago.
Rohit Sharma, the new captain after the Virat Kohli stint. How do you look at Rohit Sharma as a leader?
Very good thinker, very good captain. I felt should have been Indian captain, especially in white ball cricket a while ago. But I think Test cricket, it was a bit emotional because when he was announced, said regarding to fitness. I mean, you can't decide your Test captain regarding to fitness. So, either you have a captain, or either you don't. Obviously, I hope he enjoys. It's not easy standing 5 days on the park, and I really felt that Rishabh Pant should have been vice captain. They talk about his immaturity. They talk about he's a young kid. Obviously, I was immature at that age. Virat was immature when he was captain that age. Yes, he's immature, and but he's getting better. He's getting more mature as time goes by. He would be the right guy to lead this Test team because he's captaining Delhi Capitals. And he's someone who has, when I talk to him, he's got a decent brain about how cricket goes.
So one of the things that happened after you arrived on the Indian cricket scene is that India started winning matches in run chases. In the 90s, when I was part of the Indian team, we panicked. We got, anxiety syndrome and just couldn't finish matches, especially in run chases. What do you think changed? Dhoni obviously was one guy, but you were always there, not out and winning India matches in tense run chases. And I felt so proud watching Indian cricket at the time.
Dhoni came 4 years after I was in the team. So before that, there was more Caf. Me and Caf used to bat 6 and 7. And it was a lot about running between the wickets. We did well. We rotated the strike really well. And, lefty-righty combination.
Fitness, running.
Obviously, you're younger, you thrive on that. But then when MS came in, it was more, he was more of a power hitter. So every time there was big pressure of charging from the other end, he could take that. You know, he could attack the off spinners, I could attack the left-arm spinners, or vice versa, whatever bowler we targeted. So I felt that together we were both powerhouses, and we felt that we could chase any target. And when it came to big hitting, we could do that. So I think after CAF, MS added another addition, I would say, of power hitting. I kind of like thrive. If I win the game when they are 4 out, I wanted that challenge. So when I started to do well in those situations, always thought that get 3 or 4 out is a bigger challenge for me to take the game home. So I actually started to thrive on that challenge. That okay, if we are 4 down, 5 down, that's where I want to win the game for India. When you're 2 down, you're chasing 250, 300, you know, it becomes easy. There's no pressure. But when they're 4 down, you really want to thrive in that situation. So that actually I backed myself that I can do this, and I had done it in the past, and I just thrived on confidence, and I knew that I know how to rotate the game over here.
Never had any captaincy aspirations for India? 2007, when you guys went as a T20 India team, you were also one of the candidates, obviously, you know, one of the senior players. Did you harbor captaincy aspirations?
Oh, definitely. I was supposed to be the captain. But I think what happened was, when the Greg Chappell issue happened, it had become, you know, Chappell or Sachin, right? And I was probably the only player who supported that I support my teammate. And I think a lot of people some of the BCCI officials didn't like that. And it was said that they should make anybody the captain, but not myself. This is what I heard. I'm not sure how true it is. And suddenly from vice captaincy, I was removed.
That's a
I was removed. Sehwag was not there in the team. So out of nowhere, you know, Mahi became captain for 2007 World Cup, because I thought I was going to be the captain, because Viru was senior, Viru was not on the England tour, and I was the vice captain of the ODI team while Rahul was captain. So I was supposed to be captain, but obviously it was a decision which went against me, but I have no regrets about it. And today if the same thing happens, I will still support my teammate.
But later on in your career as well, did you feel like wanting it badly, or you gave up that ambition or that desire?
You know, after a while, I thought, you know, Mahi was getting really good with captaincy.
Yeah.
I could feel that, you know, this probably is the right guy to captain India in one-day cricket. And I started to get injured a lot. So even if I was the captain, eventually I would have lost, or I would have said somebody else, because my injuries was taking a toll on my body for a while. So, you know, everything happens, everything happens for the best, but I actually don't regret not having the captaincy of India. It would have been a huge honor, but not over. I would always choose my teammate over. If bad things are being said about him, about his character, I would never. I would always stand up for my teammate.
Let's talk about Test cricket.
Yeah.
Knowing your father and how he trained you, 40 Test matches, 300s, all 3 against Pakistan. And I saw 2 of those first 200s. You got 100 at Lahore and 1 at Karachi. You've got a 3-figure knock there. The team has ended up getting under 300 runs, which means that you stood out in that particular inning. And I was very excited. Wow. And again, you know, your game against pace and bounce. And when you get 100 in a score of under 300, that's a special innings. What happened? Why, like me, why didn't you go on to play 7,500 Test matches?
See, Sanjay, if you compare that era to today's era, you see the chances the guys are getting now. They get 10 matches, they get 15 matches, you know, they just, you know, they keep on playing, You look at that era.
The Fab Four.
Okay. No, you had, either you could open, you know, because of that, Viru started opening. So number 3, Rahul Dravid. Obviously, Sachin, then there's Ganguly, who's captain, then there's Lakshman. I came in the side where everybody was 60, 70 test matches. Sachin was already 100 test matches, 90 test matches. And you would probably get 2 test matches. I mean, I scored 100 at Lahore, and next game I was told to open, right? And then obviously, whatever happened, I played at number 7. And then after averaging 56 in the first 3 test matches, I come to India and I have to, first game I played middle order, second game I had to open against Australia. And after 2 test matches, I'm dropped. And then you come back in the team, I was in between, I was man of the season, one-day cricket, but I come and I'm sitting out in test matches. Then I go again, perform in one-day cricket, then I play 2-3 test matches, score in 1 innings, 2 innings I fail. So I never got a stretch to play 10 test matches, 20 test matches, 30 test matches. I'm not saying that I was going to be very successful.
But I don't think opening was your slot. You were just
it wasn't.
You
it
should
wasn't.
have been maybe a long-term number 5 or 6.
Exactly. It wasn't my slot. My number would have been, 5, 6, as you said. 5 would have been a perfect spot for me. But then there was VVS Lakshman, who was a great test player.
Yeah.
So there were opportunities where I had 60s and 70s. I did not convert them into 100s.
Yeah.
I should have, but again, batting at 6, you have a keeper, and then you have tail-edge batting, you have to hit out. Again, no excuses, but I had about 11 50s. If I would have converted 4 or 5 out of them, I probably would have had a better graph. But and then eventually, when I had the opportunity to start playing Test cricket, I started to do well. Dada when retired, and then I got diagnosed of cancer. So it's just been bad luck, and I missed a couple of opportunities. It's been mixed bag. I just feel it was not meant to be. I tried 24/7.
And that was important to you, right? Test match success.
It was more important to me.
More than white ball.
It was everything to me, because since young kid I wanted to be a good test player. I wanted to play 100 test matches. I wanted to face those fast bowling. I wanted to bat 2 days, because under 19s, scored 300s, double hundreds. Ranji Trophy I've scored probably 26 first class hundreds. But for the first 7 years of peak of my career, I just didn't get enough opportunities because our middle order was so strong. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I gave it everything, to be honest. And giving everything is no regret. Getting diagnosed of cancer after that, body wasn't the best. So after that, I would not judge my cricket. But trust me, I gave it all as I could, but it was not meant to be. That's how I can judge my
best
test
way
cricket.
to look at it. No point in, there are a lot of cricketers, old cricketers. There are some who played 90 test matches and are cribbing that they could have played 100, and because this guy, was after me, I could not play 100. No way to live your post.
No. I am not blaming anyone for, I'm
Yeah.
just blaming, you cannot blame anyone for your performance. I'm just saying that I gave it all, but I felt it was not meant to happen.
And there's one thing I spotted, I was doing a little bit of research. I know most of your, exploits. Multan declaration. Not too many people know that you got out and the declaration came. I'm not going to ask you to say too many things, because I'll say those things first. And I saw that happening with a legend like Tendulkar, the god, short of a big landmark. You were scoring at 80 strike rate. Viru had got a triple 100, and I thought that was a great moment in Indian cricket where declaration, timing was more important than an individual getting a double 100. What were your feelings? You were young, very early. Did it take you by surprise? And because Sachin later on, which he wrote in the book, confided in me how he felt and stuff. But your memory of that moment when the declaration came?
See, Sanjay, again, slightly different opinion is that we got a message in between that we have to play faster, we won't declare. Okay. And obviously, we both were hitting. Sachin was on his 80s, suddenly he went to 194. He could have got those 6 runs in another over. And we actually bowled 8 or 10 overs after that. I don't think another 2 overs would have made a difference to the test match. Obviously, I got out and they declared suddenly. And rather than me thinking, I got out, looked at Sachin, he was not happy. You could see that. There was another over or maybe two, he would have easily got his
Can I
double
say
hundred.
this? Because I was watching the game closely.
Yeah.
You were a young player. You got the message that you've got to score quickly. You are trying to make a career and you are hitting the part-time bowlers. Imran Farhat was bowling. And in a test match, you had a striker of 80 as a young player coming in. Whereas there's this legend who is going at a pace where, it's not ideal for the team with the kind of bowlers that were bowling. Feel free to contradict me.
Yeah.
And I felt he could have taken the onus of scoring quickly rather than Yuvraj Singh taking the onus.
Yeah.
That is why I reacted at the time saying, this is great for Indian cricket.
Yeah. See, but Sanjay, if you're batting at 194, you're batting at 180, 190, you want to score your double hundred. I understand team comes first.
Yeah.
If it was the third day or the fourth day and you have to put the team, they would have declared you at 150. Okay, it's difference of opinion. Everybody has a certain style. Virender Sehwag said, I'm on 194, I better hit a six because I can't handle this pressure. That guy has been on 190 a lot of times.
So that is the reason he would hit a six, because he couldn't handle the pressure of 98, 99.
No, I'm just saying everybody's game is different. My thought process is different. Yours is different. Mine is different. So I feel that he was going at a pace where he could have, scored his double hundred. But I felt that if the team wanted to declare, they could have declared after 200. But again, captain's call, coach's call, and difference of opinion. But we won the match in 4 days. There was on the fifth day morning, or on the fifth day morning, we won the game. We had another 5 hours of cricket left. I mean, we didn't know that.
Yeah, correct.
But I'm just saying there's just
Just want your
difference
view,
of opinion. That's all.
When you look at Indian cricket now, they're winning a lot of matches. The winning percentage is very high, but not enough world titles. Our expectations always are there from the Indian team. Earlier, we just wanted India to win matches, but once India started winning world titles, post 2000 even more, where as I said in my introduction, it coincided. Is there a reason why India are not winning world titles in the last few years?
When it comes to T20 cricket, right, you look at the last World Cup. I was talking to Dhoni as well. We were doing a shoot. We had a discussion that our middle order batsmen in T20, they all bat higher for their franchise or in domestic cricket. There were hardly, except Hardik, there were hardly any guys who bat 5, 6, 7. So you need your T20 guys who you feel are going to play in the World Cup. They need to have allocated positions. And those are the allocated positions they need to bat in domestic cricket. Obviously, franchise cricket becomes different because everybody wants to win the IPL, so there's always chop and change. But like with ourselves, like it was that time Rohit was a middle order batsman, Dinesh was a middle order batsman, I was a middle order batsman, and Dhoni was a middle order batsman. We are all middle order batsmen. So right now, you need to have those bunch of guys who you feel are going to play in the T20 World Cup, need to bat in the specific orders. So I feel that is where I felt we lacked in this T20 World Cup. Because in the middle order, you need certain plans. As an opening batsman, number 3 batsman cannot go and bat at number 6. And number 6 cannot just go and open. It's a different ball game. When it comes to 50 over cricket, I felt 2019 England was they didn't plan it well.
No.
They felt Rohit and Virat will score all the runs. Number 4 Hardik batted. Number 4 Vijay Shankar batted.
Yeah.
Then Rishabh Pant batted. They took nothing against Vijay Shankar, young guy, should have gotten more chances. Has gone into World Cup with 5 or 6 ODIs or 7 ODIs. Then they replace him with Rishabh Pant, who has played 4 ODIs. And they're expecting these guys to perform at that level on that kind of pressure. And they dropped Raidu, who has scored 90 in New Zealand. The last ODI series they picked, and they dropped him against Australia after 3 innings. And obviously, before Raidu, they dropped me. So they actually didn't have a number 4 batsman. Now, people say that we didn't lose the World Cup because of number 4. But number 4 is a very important position.
Yeah.
And if you look at the New Zealand game, their middle order was something else only. Like they sent MS Dhoni to bat at number 7.
You know, I have a theory where I feel that team management with the leadership at the time, when it came to ICC, when maybe just over, there was too much thought given for every game, and it wasn't like, you know, how you play a bilateral series where you pick the best players and just keep going. Do you think that too much pressure was put on themselves with team selection and one loss against England and everything changed? Do you think that could be one of the reasons, the planning, or you think there's something else?
No, I just felt that there was too much choppage change in the middle. You can't keep on changing. 2 innings isko diye, 2 innings usko diye, 2 innings aise nahi hota. You know, when we won the World Cup, everybody had a set position to bat.
Yeah.
So you need to have your guys. You can't go in a World Cup with the guys who's played 4 ODIs or 5 ODIs. You know, the guy needs to have some exposure of, you know, in big tournaments.
True.
You know, when we played 2003 World Cup, me, Mohammad Kaif, Dinesh Mongia, we would have already played about 50 ODI games, right? So we had like some exposure. Here, 4-5 games is no exposure. Nothing against them. They should have picked guys who had more time, who had more experience, and you know, a crunch game came. You know, a number 5 batter has logged it, number 6 batter has logged it. You're chasing 240. You needed guys who can, you know, work the game around.
Yeah.
And then you send MS Dhoni, batting number 7, who's probably the best player on those situations, so late. So I just felt that just pressure got the best of them.
Yeah, yeah. So last 2 questions. One is obviously people want to know from you because you have such a unique, rare style of batting. Anyone that you see among the younger players? I saw Shivam Dubey the other day and I made a comment about, you know, the bat swing of his. But anyone out there you see and, you know, he's a bit like me, reminds you of yourself when you sort of watch him bat?
I think when I see Abhishek, he reminds me a lot of myself because some of the fast bowling, the pull shots and back foot hits that he hits, I felt I was very much like him. Shivam obviously has also that style, but the thing is that, you know, Shivam has been there for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, he's 28 years old and I don't know how much one-day cricket he's played. So I just feel that if you feel that guys have the talent, you know, you need to give them more chances. Whether it's anyone you want to pick, whether it's Shivam or any new guys, you have to give them more chances to get better.
And finally, the last question is about the sport in general. We've all benefited from it. It's been our life. And I've made this observation a few times. If Test cricket was a dukan, it would have been closed down long time back because of lack of customers. But it's still there. There's a certain amount of following. Revenues from other formats are funding Test cricket. Just put on your, you know, the hat of looking into the future and tell me where 15, 20 years from now, where cricket is likely to be with Test cricket, T20, one-days and franchise private leagues.
I think Test cricket is dying, to be honest. You know, if you see Ashes or India playing in Australia or Australia-England, couple of series left.
Yeah.
We play in India, we try to play in smaller centers. We've introduced pink ball cricket. Times have changed. People are not tuned to watching 5-day cricket now. Like old school guy like me and you would love to watch Test cricket, but the younger generation, why would someone play a 5-day cricket and get 5 lakh rupees and today play T20 cricket and get 50 lakh rupees? Why would somebody play that?
You're seeing the new generation UV that are playing a lot in this particular season because there are 10 teams. They're all ready with T20 skills.
Exactly.
All of them.
But also you see the guys who have not made it mark to international cricket are getting 7 crores, 8 crores, 10 crores. Why would somebody like that would want to play Test cricket?
Yeah.
If I was that age and I am getting so much money, why would I want to play 5 days of cricket?
Yeah. And it's hard as well. It's tough and least amount of money.
I mean, times have changed.
Yeah.
People want to watch T20 cricket. People want to watch T20, want to play T20 cricket. You know, when I was at the cricket academy, I saw a lot of young guys don't want to go and play 4-day cricket for the state, which was sad. But unfortunately, that's where the world is going. T20 cricket, I see a lot of T10 in the next 10, 15 years. T10 is a great format. But it's become an impact sport like football. Cricket has become like that. And people really enjoy watching 3 hours of cricket rather than 5 days of cricket. And after 5 days of cricket, sometimes you don't get a result.
Yeah.
So times have changed, and we have to go with the time.
And what about the 50 overs, which is my least favorite format, to be very honest, because it's neither this nor that.
You actually watch a T20 game, and then you actually watch a 50-over game. It looks like a test match now.
Yeah. True.
After 20 overs, they're like 30 overs to bat.
Yeah.
And when we used to play, we're like, oh shit, we've got only like 10 overs to bat now, or 15 overs to bat. Batting aayegi nahi pata.
Yeah.
So from there, it's come to, the game has moved so fast. It's amazing. But I just feel that 50 overs, I was watching the viewership for the World Cup. 50 over, it's about 3 or 4 million. When you watch an IPL game, it's 10 million. So definitely T20 is taking over everything.
Thank you so much, Yuvraj, for this chat.
Thank you.
Loved
Sanjay,
it.
Pleasure talking to you always.
Thank you very much.